Hey guys, it's Cross Country Casey here and welcome to my channel. So this is the very first photo that I can find. It's me with my sister and I am currently sitting on our lone horse which we had, and her name was Circus. We then got Lilly, who was the best horse ever. It was the first horse we owned, and yeah, we got her in 2007. Luckily she was quite laid back. She never really did anything. She'd rather stand than do anything most of the time, but she was so lovely. She was really stubborn at times, but yeah, here's a pic of me at my first show. I think at one point where I took her to a show, I did get a few specials, which was the highlight of my day, actually. It wasn't much, but it was a lot to me. We did actually have a little photo shoot. Here's a few pics from it, and yeah, my sister got them on a camera. Looks like it was taken yesterday because of the quality of it, but yeah. So this picture was taken in 2011, and this is my very first jump, actually. Probably one of my first anyways. And I remember when I was going around jumping it, my sisters were literally making me, which I'm so glad they did. They did raise it when I weren't looking, and I ended up jumping really big and coming off. Then I was made to get back on and do it again, and really that's my life motto. So this pony here is called Tia, and my sister broke her in, and I was sort of used as a guinea pig whilst lunging. So basically she would lunge me around and canter her, and this basically taught me my balance, because every single time she'd canter I'd fall off. It was pretty much hell for me, but it turned out great in the end because now I know to put my heels down. So a little fun fact is Tia is now in Italy and doing Gymkhana games. And if you want to go check it out, there is a video on YouTube and the title is right there. Sadly, on the 5th of August 2013, Lily was put to sleep due to an injury on one of her front legs. So I don't have any photos during this time. I can't find any. There was a bunch. She did go to the vets and they just basically decided that this was inoperable and it would be best to put her to sleep, so she wasn't in any pain anymore, so that's what we went with. But enough with the sad stuff, because it's time to introduce you to the horse that made me, which is Marley. So this is my first ever ride on Marley once he came home with us, and we did try out a few other horses, but they just weren't the one, and he really was. It's like as soon as I saw him I was like, yeah, okay, you're my new dude, you know? And he was really good, but he was naughty at the same time. He'd pull whatever tricks he had up his sleeve on you and really taught me how to deal with naughty horses, and it sort of just got worse the more I really did with him. It was just like he just really wanted to do things and I was trying to keep up with that basically. But anyway, here's a few videos of me just trotting him. My mum was videoing it at the time. He was pretty okay at the start. He was slow, less energetic, and that just changed basically, as you'll see in these following clips now. I must say the one thing about Marley who's very unforgiving in the past, this was actually my sister riding, and it's one of the first few jumps we really had with him, I think. Yeah, he didn't appreciate that at all. I've been trying my best to try and track down the video where I fall off in the paddock. I think my mum deleted it for some reason, but I asked him to canter and he just bucked and just chucked me off. He was like, no, I don't actually fancy you on my back. There's another one of me also cantering, trying to get him to canter. I think I just kicked him a little bit too much. I must have, because again, it was a twist, buck, bye-bye, you're off. Really didn't appreciate that, but at the same time I do. It just taught me all about naughty horses and that you can't actually make them do anything that they don't want to do. Whilst this cross-country video plays of me and Marley, I am going to talk you through what happened between then. Basically, we just jumped a little bit more, just gotten used to each other really, and then we had moved yards and we jumped a lot more. There were a few girls on the yard, so I used to ride out with them, and I got my confidence a lot with that. I also used to take him in our paddock, and we'd have loads of like scrap stuff everywhere, so I'd have him jump in like anything that I could find, basically. You know, chuck it under the jump and over you go. So he got a lot of his confidence doing that, which is why, you know, I took him straight here. He'd never seen cross-country jumps before, but he still did everything. This is actually the second round that I did. I just found out then, I just looked through my Facebook. I actually did the first round and I lost points because I was going too fast, apparently. It was marked on style for some reason. But anyway, I slowed it down, I guess, in this round, and I came first, which was great, and I had a score of 7.5 out of 10, which isn't that bad, considering it's his first cross-country. Also, while I've got a little bit of time to speak without, you know, having to move on to the talk about the next photo or video, I just want to say, please excuse my outfit choice when I was young, because it was truly horrifying. I mean, those pink boots, no. And I swear I couldn't find any jodhpurs for the life of me, apparently, because I was in my school uniform half the time. How embarrassing is that? Anyway, luckily I now have fully stacked cupboards full of jods that I can now wear instead of school uniform. Oh goodness, that is embarrassing. So the next few clips will basically be documenting my journey through show jumping with him, and basically, you know, how we've improved, and all our way up to where we competed at Hartbury, which was incredible. In fact, I think Hartbury might be my favourite event that I've ever been to, actually. It was literally so good. The atmosphere was amazing, and the place, I was just astounded. So this is in March 2018, and it was quite big. I think it was 2'6" I was competing in, or maybe 2'9". I'm not quite sure, but he did amazing. He was real scared of the jumps, but like I've said before, he just jumps it anyways. Like, you know what, I am scared, but I'm just gonna do it because you've told me to, and you've told me it's okay. As you can see here, he launches me. I didn't come off though, which was good. But I went on to complete the round, but I thought I'd show you guys this round because it was quite nice to watch in terms of, you can see what some horses are like when they come into the arena. Sometimes they're like, oh my god, I'm scared, I'm not going to jump anything. Or they're like, oh my god, I'm scared, but I'm going to try for you, which was literally his best quality ever when it came to competing. So this is our competition at Stocklands, and I must say I love Stocklands just because it is just the most friendliest place that you can go to. You know, they'll give you a second chance, or if your horse doesn't like a jump and you're eliminated, you're still allowed to go around and jump it. I really like this venue just because they're really kind to all the competitors and they're fair. Can we just appreciate how Marley is tanking it around here without knocking a single fence, and I'm just like, let's go, let's not even think about strides. Oh man, but he was brilliant. We actually came away with a first that day. That was a clear for our first jump off. So in this clip we are back at Stocklands, this time in the indoor, and Marley was actually really good. You see this fence I'm coming up to now? This is like a triple bar sort of angle thing, I can't think what they're called now. But he jumped it first time, which was brill. Didn't knock a thing, I don't believe. He's really good here. I think he came away with a third, which was really good. He didn't like the fillers, nor did I, but again, he just jumped everything in sight, basically, which is really great. This is my jump off round. Okay, so here's a few pictures I have of Marley jumping at Stocklands, just around you saw. And I also have a few pictures of me standing with him with his rosettes. I think actually I said third, but I actually came first. I just checked then. But in the second round I came third, which was I think the 2'9". That's me and my sister as well, with Marley on the left and Tequila, her horse, on the right. I just want to add, when he was in the indoor, that was his first time at Stockland, so he did pretty well for his first time. So I guess this is the moment you've all been waiting for. This is Hartbury, and I went with my team and we competed in team show jumping. So if you don't know how that works, well, basically all of our scores get added up of how well we did, basically, and yeah, whoever's the winner is the winner. He came into the arena, he was scared of the audience. He was like, who are they? Like, please, what's going on? All he's ever seen is like 12 people watching him maybe. But yeah, there was a lot of teams there, and I was under so much pressure really, because I was, well, putting myself under that pressure. It was no one else, it was just me being nervous. But nevertheless, he did so well. To qualify for this, we did a competition at a local venue, and out of my team, I did place first. And here, our whole team, out of, it was about 40 teams, I could be wrong, but we came 7th, which was amazing. Watching this back and listening to the people clap makes me feel like, oh my god, I can't believe I actually did that.
Well played, Chris.
I think Marley actually let us down in the last round because he did knock a jump, which was very disappointing. It was the first jump and he went clear for the rest. So that is basically Marley rounded up, but we have to jump back a few years to this lovely girl, and this is Titch, and she basically taught me to be crazy, literally. We went from like this sort of jumping, and obviously I had a few friends with me at that point. That's my sister jumping, and that's my other friend as well. This is a great day. But she just taught me to sort of get away with things. You can get away with some things with some horses and others you can't, and you could definitely get away with a lot with her. I mean, watch this now. I come off and it is the best. I lose my reins. I try and grab him. She's like, what the hell? And I come off because I failed to do up my girth, apparently, which isn't very good. And here's me struggling. I would have won as well. I was so far ahead. I just couldn't do anything at that point. Now, this may seem surprising, but I actually learned how to jump high with Titch, and she was a lot smaller than Marley. Marley was 14 hands, and she's 12 hands too, and she could jump like bigger than any other horse. And she was incredible. I did my first cross country with her. We won, which I was really pleased about. Then my friend gave me this saddle, and this is where everything got real hectic. It's a little show saddle, and without those knee rolls, those pesky knee rolls, I could shorten my stirrups. And here's my sister demonstrating this perfectly for me of how I looked when I was riding. So here's me actually demonstrating this, and I am currently on my local beach riding around in this saddle, looking so ridiculous on this tiny little pony with looks like she's missing half of her legs because she's so short. But it was so much fun. I'm here with my friend who I taught to ride, and here we are galloping away. She wasn't going too fast, but she was good. So I made my own cross-country course filled with 14 jumps in total, and Titch could jump every single one of them. Not to mention, these fern bushes were dragged up by her all the way up a lane to the field, from the bottom of the field to the top, and right where their location is, because I couldn't carry them on my own. So I jumped on, got a rope, tied it around the tree and tracked it up, sitting on top of it, and she was amazing. She even cantered with it behind her. I also then broke Titch into cart, and I started off with a tyre behind it, and I dragged the tyre. It wasn't attached to her at first because she was spooking a lot of the noise, but then eventually I tied it on her. She was fine. pulling that, and then I sat on the tyre. She was fine going round with the tyre on it and me. Then I borrowed a friend's cart to use on it. Just about twice I used on it. I can tell it doesn't fit, guys. Then I got my own harness. I could use my own harness, which fitted it a lot better, and then I got a little trap which needed a lot of doing up, which I still haven't got round to finishing because it still has no wheels on, but it's been painted. So that's on my to-do list so she can get back out there and drive. So this horse is Knight. He's a thoroughbred ex-racer. He was a flat racer and a hurdle racer. He did some point-to-point as well. Now this jump was obviously very big. I went from ponies to horses, which was, quite a step up. And I basically got to do this because I was seen at one of the shows that I went to with Marley. And I was approached by this trainer who has racehorses in training. And they asked me, could I ride their horse and help them train for the season? So I put this off for a long time actually because, I've watched these horses and I actually rode Knight. I'll try and insert a clip here to show you guys of him when I first rode him. So here's the clips that I found. As you can see, he is crazy strong, and there's my sister following behind. She just made it over, bless her. And he just took off every single time. And I could not stop him. But eventually, obviously, that turned around to doing this. And let me tell you, it has been the hardest 2 years of my life to get this horse to jump, to get him in an outline, to get him to change his leg, to get him to go around a course, to get him to go over a filler. Every single thing that I did was such a challenge. Making him stop after jumps was hard enough, but I was just so concentrated on trying to get him over it because he'd always stop, and you never know when he'd stop. And unfortunately I deleted most of his stops because there were so many of them. I just deleted them from my camera roll because I wanted space for the videos where he actually did jump over them. But we did go to a few events, as you can see here. This video is from my Instagram. So it basically had all the jumps that I've ever done with Knight in and a few more memories. And I thought, well, there's no point adding, making another video of that that's going to look exactly like this. So I added this in so you guys can watch. But he was really sweet. He could be aggressive on the floor, but, he'd get over that with me. He learnt that I was the boss. And that day, actually, we had our first gallop, which was really good, and he stopped. So yeah, in the 2 years, I think that was the only gallop I had on him because I never wanted him to revert back to his racing self. But yeah, when he did jump, he was the best and he could clear anything, literally. So this is actually the Christmas show where I was in my onesie, my pyjamas, and I was going around a course, and yeah, he did well there. He almost had me off there. There you are, that's an example of him refusing. I stayed on though, which was really good, and he jumped it again the next time. But yeah, we did have a few firsts in competitions, but most days, we'd be eliminated, and then the last round where he'd actually go over everything, we'd come first. So it was a very frustrating journey. But I just decided that he would be better doing dressage, as you'll see in these clips now. He's a lot better on the floor. He does a beautiful walk to canter. I just thought that he'd probably be way more suited and way more happier in a dressage home. So I basically just stopped trying to jump him because it just wasn't what he wanted to do. And I'm so glad I did because he is loving life in his new home. Also, of course, I have to add that this horse taught me everything. Like, I learned so much on him that I just couldn't learn on the ponies. And yeah, he taught me a lot about naughty horses. Again, I have experienced a lot of naughty horses, so nothing really phases me at this point. I've sort of had it all thrown at me. But yeah, this is him in his new home with his new neighbour. And yeah, it was the hardest goodbye. And here's him sleeping and me waking him up. Yeah, I really miss him though, he was the best. So this is Koni, and he was the racehorse in training, and I basically exercised him. I exercised him with the trainer and me on another horse called Rupert, but most of the time towards the end of the training, I was mostly on him, doing pretty much everything. And yeah, you can see pictures of me jumping and videos obviously. And yeah, it was a blast. He was really good. He wouldn't pull up against you, you know, he wouldn't run off with you, and generally just listen to everything. So we did race him. I think we raced him about 3 or 4 times. And yeah, we basically just made the mistake of putting the wrong jockey on him. And yeah, he never ended up finishing. So yeah, but he could have easily won. But yeah, things happen, I guess. So he was really good to retrain in a way. He knew how to jump. I had to teach him to jump actually, because he was clueless at the start. And when he did jump, it was big and powerful, but he had a real problem of slowing down and not stressing out, as you can see in some of the jumping vids. But otherwise he's pretty much okay. I took him through these hurdles with just a normal saddle, and you can see the difference in him in a normal saddle versus a racing saddle doing them. But yeah, as you can see, he was a bouncy horse. That's why he was called Koni, which is a make of springs, because he was very, very springy. He has been sold to a show jumper who is currently training him on. I only had about 3 months with him, and we had to sell him due to personal reasons. So he went to the best home ever with the best facilities and the best owner. So that was really good, and that's all we really wanted for him. So currently he's just going through his retraining still, but I basically just kick-started that, as you can see here. Just teaching him, no, it's okay, you can go slow, and he's like, no, let's jump about and then we'll jump it. Also, I forgot to mention, to help you guys understand how crazy these 2 horses were, I was the only one allowed to ride them on the yard, and yeah, basically the only one trusted to be able to handle them because they were nuts. But it was a fun experience. As you can see, I brought his flat work on a lot, and he struggled with that so much. But I persevered with that, and look what happened, I got him to do it. This is actually one of my last rides on him, and as you see, these photos are also just before he got onto that box and went all the way across the country to go to his new owner. And yeah, he's doing really well at the moment. So of course, as you guys probably know from my Instagram, I bought a horse called Chilli, and here he is. And if you guys want to see the progress that he's made from, well, this is my first ride on him, to up until now, then let me know and I will do another video specifically on Chilli. And also guys, I am not going to be discussing anymore, so if you want to hear all the ins and outs of Chilli, all the difficulties, all the struggles, the ups and downs, and what I really love about him, then leave a like on this video and I will publish another one. Also, if you guys want to hear anything else about the other horses, or you want a bit more backstory, then let me know in the comments down below who you want to hear more about, and I will do a video on them specifically as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video, and that footage right there is never seen before, not on my Instagram, not on anything. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching this. This was incredible to make, and I'm sorry about the awkward stages that I went through during, well, the younger years. That was horrendous, so I apologise for that. And I hope you guys enjoyed watching. So if you want anything else, want me to go through anything, and also I have a good few interesting story times as well. So if you want to hear those, then let me know, and my next video may be about another horse, or it may be about things that I hate in the equestrian world. So let me know down below what you want to hear, and yeah, leave a like, comment, subscribe if you like. This is a brand new channel, so stay tuned for more.